Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Agung. And if have any question, please write in the chat, or you can open mic. Hmm, nobody answer. Nobody have question. Okay, we move the next presenter. Thank you very much, Mr. Johnny, and we move to Mr. Trinovianto. But after Mr.
Okay,
Trinovianto, we
test.
will break around 10 minutes for to take a prayer. Okay, Mr.
Okay,
Trinovianto,
thank
time is
you,
yours.
Mr. Dr. Ali. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear your
Yes.
voice.
Can I share myself?
Okay, you will share screen by yourself. Okay, you can try. Okay,
Okay. Will you see
okay, I
my
see.
presentation? Yes. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for the chance for me to uh, talking about my research. Talking about our research. Firstly, I will introduce the author. Um, my name is Plinocanto Widodo. I'm a graduate student in Department of Regional Development Planning, Postgraduate School, Hasanuddin University. I'm working in Pusat Pengendalian Pembangunan Ekoregian Sulawesi Maluku, Ministry of Environment and Forestry. And the other author is my advisor, Mr. Hasairin Subair and Mr. Rusnadi Pajung. My entitle is Land Use Change Study and Increased Risk of Flood Disaster in Jeneberang Watershed at Goa Regency, South Sulawesi, Indonesia. Uh, Introduction in the first slide is introduction in our research. The Jeneberang Watershed as the biggest hydrological system in Makassar City, Goa District, and Takara District has been facing the impact of global climate change, as the Nusafutra et al. 2015. The flow of urbanization and rapid population growth have increasing vulnerability society toward of flooding risks. For instance, big floods occurred in Goa District and Makassar City at January 2019. This is the latest big floods that happened in the Goa and Makassar City that loss of life and properties. The suspect cause of this flood disaster were weather, climate factors, and the changing of land use and land cover or LLC, according to Northern et al. 2019. And this research uh, will in this research will study the relation between the change of land use, land cover, and flood disasters with an holistic approach to watershed management. So the research purpose is the study aims to analyze the changes in land use, land cover, and its impact on the increasing flood risk in the Jeneberang watershed area. The results of this study are supposed to become a source of data and information for assisting the government and determining watershed management policies and flood disaster mitigation efforts in Jeneberang watershed. In next slide is methodology. Uh, in this research, use spatial analysis technique and descriptive analysis method. In the spatial analysis, there are two steps. Uh, in the first, aerial imagery data analysis using a supervised and unsupervised method for uh, convert the aerial data to land use land cover maps in 1919 and 2020. And the second is overlay analysis to uh, to resolve the LC change analysis. In descriptive analysis, uh, used to discover the impact of the change in land use land cover by combine the spatial analysis results and land use land cover change analysis with the secondary data, literature studies, and interviews with local communities and condition of flood disaster prone areas with observatory. So the relation between land use land cover and increased risk of flood disaster will discussion in these results. The study area, as you can see in the picture figure 1, my research location map in the Jenemirang watershed area, a total area of approximately 78,853.15 hectares that located in South Sulawesi province, where it covers half of Goa district in the upstream, Takal district, and Makassar city in the downstream. Next, the aerial imagery data processing and analysis. There are many steps. Several processes were performed, as well as image correction, image interpretation, surface, and accuracy tests. That data that used in this research is from the Landsat 7 ETM image in 1999 and Landsat 8 OLI or TIRS image in 2020. In the image data collection steps, we perform radiometric correction and geometric correction by using NV 5.1 and ArcGIS 10.4, a software from S3. Image interpretation was performed by combining supervised and unsupervised classification methods. Supervised classification method use the maximum likelihood classification, and for better results, we use the unsupervised method. Okay, and last, to ensure the quality of the land use land cover uh, maps, we verification and validation were carried out using a field survey method accompanied by a thorough test of the result of the classification of land use land cover. Uh, Result and discussion uh, in this first is land use land cover change in year of 1999 until 2020, and the second is condition of flood disaster prone areas at Goa Regency. In the point 1, there is two issue that major problem in the Jeneberang watershed is and the firstly is deforestation and degradation forest at Jeneberang watershed, and the second
2 minutes
is
left.
increasing of settlement.
2 minutes left.
This is a land use and cover condition. The color will be uh, view the land use land cover. From 1999 to 2020 was found Settlement, plantation, and dryland agriculture have increased. Meanwhile, primary forests, secondary forests, paddy field, and etc. have decreased. This is the value. Uh, so we will we will see the settlement is the most increasing change in the land use and land cover Jeneberang watershed with 246.71%. And the next, uh, deforestation and degradation. Deforestation is defined as the conversion of natural forest cover becomes the land cover other than forests, while degradation is defined as the change in primary forest class, which including the primary forest into secondary forest class. Degradation area, the total of forest degradation area from 1919 to 2020 is 770.14 hectares, and deforestation total area is 1,122.68. This is the location of the forest degradation and deforestation area in the Jeneberang watershed, while color to show you the deforested area and brown color to show you the degraded area. Increasing of settlement. Based on the land use land cover data from 1999 to 2020, there was an increase of settlement area uh, of approximately 3,497. Uh, and the and the maps show you the pink color, the settlement growth from 1999 to 2020, and the types of land cover and land use that change to settlement from 1999 to 2020 will show you in the table 4, while paddy field is the most of the change to settlement.
1 minute
Condition
left.
of disaster prone emergency. There are 7 kelurahan or desa that happen disaster. They happen flood disaster. Uh, you can see in the picture. This is the location, and according to observation and interview with the communities and there are to the cause of the flood in prone areas were categorized into 2 types: flash flood, flash floods, and puddle flood. Flash flood due to overflowing of the Jeneberang
Satu
River,
menit lagi, Mas.
and flood puddle due to land conversion. The picture show you the many residential development closer to the river border, and the second picture show you the formerly agriculture and infiltration area have been converted into residential. In the conclusion, from change of land use and land cover such as deforestation, degradation of forests, and increasing of settlement area have led to reduction of vegetation in entire land cover. This reduction increased the flooding risk in disaster-prone areas around Jeneberang watershed due to the increasing landslides potential and increasing of surface runoff during the rainy season. By looking the potential for increasing population growth, and land conversion, the risk of the degenerate environment, and increasing disaster are challenges that must be faced in the Jeneberang watershed. Mitigation efforts needs to be done based on proper watershed management approach. That's all my presentation. Uh, if you have any question, feel free to ask me. Thank you for all.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Tri. We have one question is from the Mr. Dodi. The question is, what factors influence land use change in Jeneberang watershed?
Uh, will you repeat again, Mr. Sorry.
Okay, what is the factor that influence land use change in Jeneberang watershed?
Uh,
Faktor apa yang
yeah.
mempengaruhi perubahan
Okay.
tata lahan di Jeneberang?
Uh, the the most of factors is the flow of urbanization and rapid population growth have increasing the settlement and agriculture land because the people need space to have a work and others. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Trinovianto. And actually, we will move to the next presenter is Dr. Eddie. But please, please we take a break in 10 minutes. So you can take a prayer in 10 minutes, and after that, please come back